Techtober is here, and this means that we are on the cusp of a lot of exciting smartphone launches. And speaking of launches, we have already witnessed a major smartphone launch last month. I'm talking about, these babies, the iPhone 15 Pro and the 15 Pro Max. But if you are planning to purchase one of these, I would say hold on to your purchase because mark your calendars. October 4th is the date when the Pixel 8 series drops in India. I am Aman, he's Manas, and we are going to tell you everything about the Pixel 8 series in this video. So I would say grab a popcorn and sit tight.
Or coffee or whatever you want. Like, why specifically popcorn?
Yeah.
So anyway, this Aman is probably the first person who is so excited about this Techtober, because anyone and everyone else I know who covers this technology space is right now sweating like anything, because there are so many launches planned for this month. They're going to be the Pixels, which we're going to talk about in this video. Then there's the OnePlus Foldable, which is coming out soon. OnePlus
I'll be going for that.
11
excited about that.
R Red Solar Edition is there. The Vivo V series, 29 series is coming out, and a lot of other
Samsung
phones.
is also planning to launch
Samsung
this.
is, S23 FE.
S23.
But anyway, coming back to the Pixels,
So what do you know about what do you feel about the Pixels in India? First question, please.
I am first of all relieved.
Relieved
Because Google is launching them in India.
Achha, okay,
It's
that's
actually
why.
bringing
we
them
were
to
not
India.
Even sure in the first place that whether the Pixels.
Because I mean, those of you who follow would know that a couple of years ago, Google had sort of stopped bringing the Pixel phones to India. It changed only last year with this.
After a 3 years gap, they came back with the Pixel 7 series.
And we have seen some sort of a consistency as well in the sense that you had the Pixel 6a, 7 Pro, and then the Pixel 7a. But then again, when the Pixel 8 series was first announced, there was no mention of the India launch initially.
But I was very
hopeful,
optimistic that these will drop, because the sales have been decent of the A series, and they haven't given any numbers of the Pixel 7 series.
But it's good that they're coming here. So my first feeling was that I'm relieved. Okay. Now, what do I expect? This year of everything else, first of all, I expect them to be priced really nicely, really aggressively.
To start with the price?
Yes.
Okay, I'll give you a spoiler.
So let's do one thing. Let's talk about the price at the end, but let's first give everyone a feel about what we are expecting on the phones this year.
Okay, so the feel is that there are two sizes. These are iPhone, the first. So there's going to be a 6.1 inches. Pixel 8. That will drop from the 6.3 inches.
If in case you're confused why we're showing this, because to give you a reference, this is what the size of the Pixel 7 will be. This is how it will feel like in your hand.
So it can go down to 6.1 to 6.2 inches, while the bigger variant, the Pixel 8 Pro, that one will retain the 6.7 inches screen size. Again, full HD resolution on the small one, Quad HD Plus on the bigger one. But the main change is that the smaller variant is about to get 120 Hz. So up from 90 Hz. It's going to be a 120 Hz screen, while this one again 120 Hz screen. Okay,
retains from the last year.
But what's interesting about the Pixel 8 Pro will be that it's getting a temperature sensor. What do you think? Will it be a gimmick, or will it be a useful feature? First, let me tell everything.
What it does.
Temperature sensor will let you sense the temperature. You can sense your body temperature, the temperature of your coffee or your laptop, or whatever you may feel like you want to check the temperature. So that's the temperature sensor for you. So what do you think about it?
So to talk about that, I'll give you some context about how the Pixel phones are perceived in the market. They're not like your usual smartphones. I mean, let's be honest about it. And somewhat Google has to be blamed for that, because it has always maintained and positioned them in a way where I also feel that they're boring phones. Like they're the most boring smartphones that launch every year, because they cater to a particular niche, right? And let's be honest about that. So when a feature like this also comes, I don't know how many mass users would actually use it and would be excited about it. Or is it like an upgrade for them?
But Pixel phones have always been about these quirky features.
That's
the Pixel 2.
That's
there
why
was a squeeze feature. Then there was this Pixel 4. What did it bring? It also brought some.
This is exactly why I started by saying that these are niche products. These are boring products, because while this may not be a hit among the masses, there are a lot of Pixel enthusiasts, fans who would appreciate a feature like this, and they are well equipped or worse to actually make use of it as well. Because if you go around and if you ask a normal user, they may not do what to do with the temperature sensor. I mean, they don't want to know the temperature of their coffee. It's hot, it works for them. I mean, it doesn't matter how hot it is, right? So for any.
Why will you do something?
Why will you do something like that? Right? Why would, I mean, if you're sitting in a coffee shop, imagine like this: if you're sitting in a coffee shop, somebody's checking the temperature of their coffee, you'll think that they've lost their mind, right? But there are pixel enthusiasts, there are pixel users who may actually find a good use case for it, and they may want to make use. So for them, maybe it's an exciting feature. For everyone else, I don't know. It's just another usual add-on.
So, by the way, this is the only major change that I can see on the Pixel 8 Pro, because apart from that, the looks are
The
all
design
same.
is
Design
more or less same.
Colors will be different.
There is one big change over there though, which is that on the front, on the Pixel 8 Pro specifically, this year you will have a flat display instead of the curved display which was there last year. I don't know what's happening with that, because everybody seems like everybody is ditching curved displays.
They're going back.
They're going back to flat
And curved
panels.
displays are getting cheaper.
Yeah, it's just so
Can you
strange.
see that?
Because I still believe, I'm a huge believer that the curved panels feel better than flat displays any day.
I think so. The flat panels are much better, but okay.
Why is that?
Why is that? Because it's more practical. It does not reflect the content when you see, So there are a few
I don't
factors.
know.
And plus, when you drop it, I think so curved displays have more chances.
Of surviving. Oh, I mean,
No,
the
no.
curves has more chance of breaking. Yeah,
This
for
one
sure.
will survive
Flat has a
better,
better
I
chance of
believe.
surviving. Yeah.
Apart from this, same camera setup, so dual cameras on the smaller variant, triple cameras on the bigger variant. Megapixel count remains the same, but I don't know about the sensors.
We'll have to
Will be a
wait and
change
see if there's an upgrade in the
in the
sensor.
sensors or not.
What I'm expecting for sure is that there'll be a lot of new camera features, because
Camera features and better ISP, because of course Tensor G3 will be the new
and
chipset.
I mean, software is something that Google is always so big on. So obviously there'll be new camera features. Again, making use of the new chipset is a Tensor G3,
Tensor G3.
and this is what I want to talk about next.
Cancelled Exynos 2300.
This is what I want to talk about next, because the biggest pain point for any Pixel user in the last couple of years has been this chipset, where they believe that somehow it's not able to make the full use of the other hardware which is there apart from the camera, because the performance is not there. It's not at par with, let's say, a Samsung Galaxy S something Ultra or the iPhone, the latest iPhones.
I think that it has to do with Samsung's manufacturing. The track record has just not been good if you look at the past Exynos chipsets only.
They themselves have ditched them. So
Yeah,
I mean, Samsung is
themselves
not
ditched
using
them,
them.
and this one, as I'm saying, I'm not joking. This is the cancelled Exynos 2300 in disguise, the Tensor G3.
So basically what Aman is trying to say is that Apple made a chipset which wasn't up to what they were expecting.
Right.
So they didn't use it themselves, but they have sold this to Google and made them rebrand it as the Tensor G3, and now Google may use it on the
Based
Pixel 8
same
Pro.
architecture, it's still retaining the same cores, the same everything. So I'm not sure what kind of performance we can expect. Of course, winter is coming, so let's not judge the performance.
But I hope that there are significant and visible performance
See,
gains,
visible
especially in
performance
terms of
gains and
thermal management.
Thermal management was good on the Pixel 2, in the initial stage.
Pixel 2 was like 6.
Pixel 2,
No,
oh, sorry, not
7.
the Pixel 2, sorry, Pixel 7 Pro.
7
I'm
Pro,
so
yeah.
sorry. Pixel 7 Pro, thermal management was quite good during the winter season, but again, come March, April. And I started seeing those things, why people complained about the thermal management. So that was an issue. So that remains to be seen how Tensor G3 performs. And
I think
apart from this,
battery and all, they'll go with
battery is
the
getting a bump.
usual stuff. I mean, it's 45,000 mAh, which is
4500 on the smaller one, which is a 200 mAh something bump,
A
and
bump, yeah.
5000 on the bigger one. So
I mean, that's pretty standard. That's what you get on most other Android flagships as well. Charging, again, we'll have to see, because they don't usually give very fast charging
but
support.
about 27, 23
20
watt wired, 23 watt on the
Pixel
Pixel
8.
8 and the Pixel 8 Pro 27 watt wired. Okay,
The-
pricing.
before the pricing, the other big story here and what we are hearing a lot of rumors about is the software support, and there's going to be a huge change in that, because what initially we were hearing was that they may give 5 years of software support, but now there are rumors that they may actually give 7 years of software support, and
Passing
I
Samsung and matching the iPhone.
and I just don't want them to do it, because this might be an excuse to not launch a Pixel phone in India next year
Oh.
or in the next 2 years.
But okay, they haven't yet.
They haven't announced it officially
Nothing
yet.
is clear also, like what kind of 7 years of upgrade these will be. So are we looking at 7 major Android OS upgrades, or are we looking at 4 plus, I don't know, 7 security patch upgrades?
I don't think it would have made so many headlines if it was 4 plus something. It's gonna be at least 5 years of Android updates, which we may
Let's
say
see
this year.
This is interesting, of course.
Coming to the price now.
Okay, pricing, Manas, is $699 starting for the Pixel 8 and $999
Reportedly.
for $999 for the Pixel 8 Pro. This is $100
Jump over the last
jump
year's
over the
models.
last year models. Now, if I convert these prices, this is 58,000 rupees and 83,000 rupees, roughly.
Which is almost the same again as last year's Pixel 7 and 7 Pro.
2,000 rupees less.
I mean, this is a direct conversion, so let's keep everything else in mind. So Pixel 7 came in at 60,000, 7 Pro came at 85,000. So this is, if like the direct conversion comes about in the same region. What do you think? Will it be the same or not?
But of course, it won't be the direct conversion. I think so. If the US pricing is getting a bump, Indian price will also get a bump. My hunch is 65,000 rupees for the Pixel 8 if Google is going all aggressive, and max it can go to 70,000 for the Pixel 8.
If being aggressive,
they will increase.
if being aggressive is pricing the Pixel 8 at 65,000, then I think Google will be shooting itself in the foot, because at 65,000 I simply don't see too many people buying the Pixel 8, and at 95,000 I surely don't see anyone buying the Pixel 8 Pro, because
by
there's
that logic, 90 to 90. Yeah,
because
by
there
that
is
logic, yeah,
a
Pixel 8 Pro.
lot of competition, and you have to factor in that right now all these sales that are coming up, they're going to sell iPhone 13 and 14 for 40,000, 50,000 rupees.
iPhone 13 is already being advertised for 39,999.
Exactly, and the 14 is coming in at 50,000. Why would you?
I didn't know about that.
There's a 20,000 rupees price cut there. I mean, with the card offers and everything. Now, if you factor that in, why would anyone want to spend 65,000 rupees on a Pixel 8? And by the way, Google is already doing some bizarre things, I'll tell you. The Pixel 7 right now is selling for less
42,000.
than what Pixel 7a is selling for.
Right.
So
And the
42,000
sale price is also said to go around 36,000.
42,000 for Pixel 7 and 44 for Pixel 7a.
That is crazy.
That is just, it doesn't make any sense. So I hope if these phones are to be a hit, and I believe that they can be a hit in India, and Google has already tested the market, they know that there is a demand, just price them right. I would say 50 to 55,000 for the Pixel 8 and somewhere around between 70 to 80 for the Pixel 8 Pro. You have,
that is quite aggressive.
that is quite, and that is where you can crack the Indian market finally, and you can actually be a threat or a competition to an iPhone or a Samsung Galaxy S series. But again, let's wait, let's see what happens on 4th of October. That's the global launch. 5th of October is the India launch. We'll be covering both these events in detail.